Mirror, mirror on the wall, which smartphone takes the best photos of them all?
Hola from Barcelona, Spain. I'm Michael Josh, and you're watching GadgetMatch. Here at Mobile World Congress, the world's best smartphones for 2017 will be announced. But if you could buy a phone today, which phone has the best camera? That is what we sought out to find. So we took 8 of the best phones, took them on a road trip, took plenty of photos, and evaluated the results. A few notes before we begin. First, these phones were announced at different times of the year. Some phones announced later on may benefit from advanced or better technology. Second, we didn't shoot these photos in a controlled environment, but we tried our best to make sure that everything was equal and that the shooting scenarios were more or less the same.
All the photos were impressive in our landscape test. Each presented strong colors and wide dynamic range, even though HDR was turned off. But of course, we had to pick the best one, and for this set, it's the Google Pixel. Every element looks sharp and colors pop. The Zenfone 3 Deluxe and Galaxy S7 Edge come in a close second and third, but that said, all phones passed with flying colors. This set was also tough to judge, but again, we're awarding the top pick to the Pixel. Take a close look at the photo. Both the foreground and the background look great, and no details are lost, even in the shadowy areas of the photo. The Moto Z surprisingly is our second top pick because of its accurate rendering of the bright areas. Just look at how striking the sky and vegetation are. Of course, we had to test dynamic range with HDR turned on. One look and you'll see right away the Pixel is the runaway winner here. Google's HDR Plus mode is a rock star, and it clearly shows. The Galaxy S7 Edge takes the runner-up spot, beating phones that had a later release date. Try not to get distracted by the incredibly good-looking subject. Look closely and you'll see how the Pixel does a good job of maintaining color accuracy while still making everything look oh so crisp. Not convinced? Check out the skin tone and the details on the shirt. Once again, the Galaxy S7 Edge is a close second, while the Moto Z takes third place despite being the oldest phone in this shootout. Hit that like button if you're guilty of watching your food go cold while you snap away trying to get the best food shot. When it comes to mouth-watering food snapshots, the Pixel does a great job at making the meal look absolutely delectable, which is why it is the winner here once again. The Galaxy S7 Edge did well here too, producing colors that stood out without betraying the actual look of the sumptuous shrimp. No sweep for the Pixel as the Moto Z wins out this time around. We love how everyone fit comfortably in its frame while looking lovely in the process. The iPhone 7 Plus was no slouch in this round as it produced our favorite shot when it comes to saturation and skin tone, if only it had a wider selfie lens. We zoomed in on this lovely flower here, and the iPhone 7 Plus hands down did a fantastic job capturing the most amount of detail up close and the most accurate colors. We also like how the Xperia XZ maximizes its subject tracking, locking down on the flower as it sways in the wind. The resulting photo was still tack sharp. The Pixel still took a solid photo overall, earning itself a third spot. While the Pixel didn't do so well in group selfies, it did pretty good shooting solos. Despite the crowded background, the subject remains clear. Look at how each strand of hair is distinguishable. The Mate 9 performs nearly as well, but it slightly oversaturated some of the colors. The Galaxy S7 Edge and Moto Z shared the third spot thanks largely to its well-balanced contrast and a pleasantly wide angle. We are entering low-light territory. This one in particular is one of the most challenging scenarios. There's plenty of movement with colors flashing from all directions, and the sun was eager to call it a day. Given the conditions, the Galaxy S7 Edge slays the shot by taking in the entire scene without a hitch. The iPhone 7 Plus gets second place honors for making the colors in the foreground look so attractive. Turns out the Galaxy S7 Edge is the star of the night, as it once again puts on a fine performance in a tough lighting situation. All the glaring lights stay in check, and scenes aren't littered with unsightly noise. It was hard to choose a runner-up, but we're giving it to the iPhone 7 Plus for nailing all the colors without blowing out the highlights. We like leaving the flash off when taking low-light portraits. We were very pleased to find that all cameras produced acceptable photos. Once again, the Galaxy S7 Edge shines in the dark. Nothing looks overly dark or bright, and subjects do not turn into a mesh of lost details. The Pixel secures the second spot despite being one of the phones here without optical image stabilization for night shots. The flash is there for a reason, so we also took it for a spin. The results are all out of whack, looking so much different from each other. The Pixel claims another win here as it has the only photo with evenly distributed lighting and the most accurate skin tone. The V20 comes in at second with a similar result, except colors were a lot more muted. The Galaxy S7 Edge lands in the third spot for its smart illumination of the background. After 12 rounds, the Google Pixel earns the title of Best Camera on a Smartphone today. It came into this match with bold claims of having the highest rated smartphone camera on DxOMark, and it absolutely lives up to its billing. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge finishes second thanks to its proficiency in low light scenarios. The Apple iPhone 7 Plus places third thanks to being an overall consistent performer and for producing some of the most color realistic photos of the bunch. Honorable mention goes to the Moto Z. It managed to take a few rounds despite being the most elderly of the bunch.
It's important to note that none of these phones actually did a bad job. Just goes to show how far technology has come. Our blind test was highly subjective. At the end of the day, it all boils down to personal preference. Some of us like nice, rich, saturated colors. Others like warmer tones. And when it comes to selfies, a lot of us love the softening that a good beauty mode provides. At the end of the day, we'll all see things differently, and that's perfectly fine. We'd love to know what you think. Leave us a message in the comments section below. And that was our smartphone camera shootout. We'll make sure to update this video when a crop of new smartphones becomes available. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow GadgetMatch elsewhere on social media. Plus, make it a point to visit GadgetMatch.com daily. Until the next video, from here in Barcelona, Spain, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.